Hey, good afternoon, Thane and Kiyama. We might as well go ahead and get started and jump right into this. Talking to Tom, sounds like you guys are looking at taking off on this. So you've obviously been planning. I've got a pretty good idea of from what you've got going here. We've got the three-sided. Looks like we're gonna have the walkout basement. So I went ahead and took these plans that you sent over and drew them in my plan like this, so we could have some sections and whatnot we can go through. So I basically had started sending some of these views from what I've got drawn into the layout. So the drawings that you sent didn't show any elevations, so all I did was basically take a generic roof, threw a generic roof on it. I don't know if you have a view you want to face this. I've got 512s I think on most of it with a 1012, and I'm not going to go into too much details. You guys might already have that all covered. Since it wasn't supplied, I went ahead and threw a roof on it. Basically this is showing I've got it 1012 on each side, left to right. So as we walk into the great room, you've got a vault left to right, and I'll go through that in just a second. This is the basement as you had it. Basically I haven't put any of the pieces in there yet. As far as the appliances, the toilets, the fixtures, we haven't got into that. I basically stitched some of the framing together. I downloaded the plot, so I've got the exact dimensions for our site plan. And talking to Tom, this is kind of shows the home itself and its true scale. So I'll be going to this right here. We've got 319.48 square feet. So then I will scale these topographical maps, and I will, well, if you guys want me to, I think probably Tom said it's kind of a slope lot. So as we place this building right here in this lot, depending on where it's at, it takes a while because I've got to draw those little lines in there and create a slope, and we can kind of see what we're going to get. And let's see, here's our square footage too. So this is our breakdown of the square footage. I'll go to the 3D and we'll talk about the sloping terrain. But this just talks about the basement square footage. And then you've got the second floor square footage. And I've got the deck out here uncovered, deck covered, and so on. Typically I charge based off of that type of stuff too. I've been charging $2 a square this year. And I know you guys are pretty big and you've already been through the design line. So I mean, honestly, if this plan that you guys have here doesn't have a whole bunch of changes, we're able to take something like this and run with it. I'm going to open it up by floor. If we don't have a ton of changes, I'll definitely work with you guys on it. Let's take and clean this up. That's it. That's doing it by the floor. This is showing the inside ceiling bolt there. Let me turn that off so we can kind of look into this room here. So this should turn off my ceiling planes. There we go. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. We want to turn off the surface, I think. All right, that ought to do it right there. That last one. Come on. Okay, so basically it shows the rooms that we've got here. And then if I pop down a floor, I assume this is going to be a front entry. The original design that I looked at did not show a foundation underneath that. And it's too far to cantilever that out. So I would imagine we'd put a foundation similar to this over here. Again, I'm just winging it, and I've got some other wonkiness going on in here. But we'll take a look at this. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty big house though too. So, excuse me. Okay, so let's take and kill that camera and go into I just want to look at the standard outside view. We'll fly around it. Since we know we're going to have the walkout basement on this side, we're just going to have to show me where on the lot that's going to go, make sure we've got access to it, and then I can draw this lot as it slopes off or drops off the back. We can see how much fill or terrain changing we're going to have to do. So if you guys are interested in doing this, let's take a look at it and see. I didn't even pop a door in here. Let's take and grab this one. I'm going to grab that window and copy it here. So when we walk, it'll show another door there. Okay, let's reframe that. And then okay. So this gets us into where we'll have to talk about whether we want an interior vault front to back. It said great room. A lot of times when I hear great room, I assume we're gonna have a vault from left to right. Maybe that would be carried through for this roof covering the porch in the back here. Let's see. I don't like the way my cameras are showing up. But let's take and go to a different camera. If I go to this, bam, and I'm not sure what people have done as far as working with your design and whatnot, and walking through it with you guys. So if this was the stick frame, here's what the framing would look like for that. Depending on what we do on the roof trusses, we'll get there, or what you wanted planned. Maybe a portion of this will be a canted roof that's covering your porch. Either way, let's go ahead and take a look at the plan. You can see that I've got a pretty close. On the first couple pages of the layout, I used those two to put the plan side by side right here. So this is the plan I think that you guys had come up with. There was some kind of strange dimensions, not a big deal. I had 92.5, so I can go with the 56 feet. And probably what I would do is I'm going to be cleaning these numbers up and trying to go 8, 18, 11 on the inside. That's fine because it'll be 5.5 each wall. That makes it exactly 18 to the inside. So I'm just trying to clean these numbers up and make sure the 92.5 is good. I mean, I doubt we're going to have 52 foot and 15/16. I don't want to have that. So I'll take a look and see where we've got those numbers and why. I'd like to keep it with 2 foot bumps. And 16 inches is fine too if you're trying to do some small areas, but this would be nice to be in like 8 foot bump or something. This says it's 7'11", so maybe this is a 6 foot bump. Either way, I think I would try to, I don't want to have any of these little dimensions down there like that. The 15/16 stuff, we'll ditch that. But as you can kind of look at the plan, I traced right over the top. I don't know what some of these rooms are. This one here and this one we'll have to discuss, but hey, it's not a big deal. So this is a pretty good way to review the plan as far as structural goes. When we get to the elevations, if you guys want to deal with windows and stuff, as far as getting back, we can do an office visit. But as we go through this will help me clean up all the windows. If we do the windows on your elevation pages 3 and 4, we should be able to pick up all of our doors and windows exterior, and then we can deal with our interior door or our interior doors and whatnot, and windows on a different schedule. Once I get going, there'll be a lot of other pages being added to this. For instance, once we get into the kitchen, there'll be probably one a page, maybe 2 dedicated just for the kitchen. So I'm sorry, the kitchen will take probably 1, and then because we have so many bathrooms, I want to do a copy of each of the bathrooms. I think there's 4 in there. We've got the powder room here, then we've got the one in the master, and then if we pop down to the basement, we've got this one right here that was, and then this one. So we've got kind of a combo Jack and Jill thing going on here. But I'd love to sit down and talk to you guys about this, see what you got going. I'm going to be heading out of town to my cabin next Friday, so touch base with me this week. And I live out here in Big Lake. I'd be more than glad to have you guys come out and roll over this. And again, like I said, this year I've been $2 a square foot on my projects. I definitely be willing to work with you guys on it, but you guys that's a big old house. So let's take a look at that and see if we're in the right ballpark, and we get this thing rolling. I've got 2 or 3 other projects that are getting ready to take off, but I had time to put this one together for you. So, hey, get back to me, guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks.